Hi everyone, welcome back to yet another interesting session at India Affiliate Summit. So today we'll start with the workshop on Instagram growth hacks by Mr. Sorav Jain, Thinker in Chief, echoVme. Welcome, Mr. Sorav. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to host this session.
So are we. So before I hand it over to you, I'm going to request to all the attendees to keep putting their questions in the chat box, and we'll try to address a selected few at the end of the session. Thank you. Over to you, Sorav.
Thank you so much. So first of all, hello everyone. I hope you guys can hear me. I hope you guys can see me. If it's crystal clear, go in the chat right now and just say crystal clear, so that I know that you guys can hear me very, very well. Fantastic. Awesome. Keep that energy alive. So here we go ahead and understand more about this entire opportunity of how can we use Instagram to grow your personal brand. And I'm just going to share certain growth hacks with all of you in today's session. Let's understand this. I'm going to share 4 secrets with you. Number one, how does Instagram algorithm work? How to use the right hashtags, how to get large number of followers, and how to create an ecosystem around you. If you guys are on Instagram right now, I want you guys to make a story that you're being part of this session. Tag IAMAI, tag me. My Instagram is Sorav Jain. You can follow me, you can take screenshot, you can tag us, you can tag IAMAI, both of us on Instagram right now, and let us know that you are being an active participant of this particular workshop. So, since we are doing this session, and I'm going to spend the rest of the 60 minutes with you, teaching you how to make best use of Instagram for building your personal brand. I'm going to share with you some growth hacks. So, first of all, let me just tell you how I'm on a mission to teach 1 million people how to become digital influencer and consultant. And a lot of insights which I'm going to share with you today come directly from that particular session. What gives me the power of doing this webinar? I being one of the leading bodies of the country, plus the idea of delivering value from wherever we can. I think a lot of us have discovered that during the lockdown. So I think that's one of the core of what I really want to bring into the market, that today digital enable us to do all of this, and that's what gives me the power of this webinar. If you guys are with me by far, and if you guys are learning a lot, do tag us on Instagram. Do let us know. My username is just shared with you right now. So I'm just going to skip about me section of mine and just directly move on to the subject where I'm talking about what it takes to really build an Instagram brand. This particular chapter, like how Bible is for Christians, like how Quran is for Muslims, like how Bhagavad Gita is for Hindus, like that, Insta Quran is the name of this particular entire evening, or I would say entire workshop, where the chapters of this particular Insta Puran is going to be going to help you in discovering a lot about Instagram. Well, let's do this in religious style. Insta Puran ki Jai. I want you guys to just type down in the chat and say JAI, or you can just do this in your mind right now. So I have a question for all of you. Since I just can't read the chat of what you type, because I think it's going to the host of this particular show, I just want to ask you a quick question. And the question is, how many of you here have been using Instagram a lot lately when compared to before? So answer this question on your mind right now, if you have been using Instagram more often compared to what it was before. So that's the first question. And that itself answers that there's a lot more weightage given to Instagram today. And that's why this session, that's why I call this Instagram for instant success. So why Instagram? Because you have the scope of looking at the massive growth which is happening day in, day out on this particular platform, which makes this platform absolutely unique. The numbers are growing. And the most importantly, there's a lot more organic reach on Instagram as a platform. There's a lot more traction and engagement on Instagram as a platform. And when you upload a video on YouTube or on Instagram or IGTV, you get a lot more organic views on Instagram. And that is why it's important for you to actually be on Instagram and really, really build your personal brand out there. There are a lot of questions which is coming up, and I will take up those questions at the end of this webinar. Let me just set the context for 30-40 minutes. Then I shall allow you to ask me questions. Now, one of the most core of Instagram has been Instagram story views, and recently Reels has hijacked the entire platform. Whether you do post or not, whether you build your brand or not, whether it takes a lot of time to build your brand, or you have been worrying a lot about your Instagram followers, everything is going to change because Reels are here to just kill the way Instagram algorithms are working by far. So there's a lot more value on this platform, and there's a lot more mileage that you get on Instagram as a platform. Half of Instagram is driven by celebrities, and celebrities set the trend. Right now, celebrities are trending the set for setting the trend for reels. That gives it a larger mileage to achieve a lot more on this platform. Considering the fact that TikTok has been a national level addiction in this country, and that addiction is now brought in here by killing TikTok as a platform. So, are you guys ready to grow your influence? If you guys are ready to grow your influence, just let me know by tagging on Instagram. Let me know, put that on your chat, put that on your Instagram stories, and tag at Sorav Jain and say, I'm ready to grow my brand. I'm ready to grow on Instagram. So, just do that basic, needful hygiene just to see how many of you are there. Tag me. I'm going to repost some of your stories, which is really cool, which is very interesting. So let's make this session absolutely engaging. And do not forget to tag IAMAI. So let's look at some of the steps to grow your influence on Instagram. The first step is the purpose. Why are you using Instagram? Is it to achieve clients? Is it to achieve collaboration opportunities? Is it to get conference passes? Is it to get crew? Is it to get cash? What is that on your mind? Because everything boils down to how do you want to really position yourself. If you have a clarity on positioning, then you have clarity on how do you want to really create it. That's number one. Second tip is niche. What you enjoy doing the most? This is very important question. How do you want to be recognized in the industry as? Now, many people who are there on Instagram trying to achieve their personal goals or their business goals, they have no clue why are they on this platform and how should their brand be positioned or how should people position them. In nutshell, your Instagram should basically be helping people in moving themselves from a current status to desired status. Your ultimate goal, your phase, is there between someone's aspirations to move from the current status to desired status, and the entire energy flow changes right there. Before you discover yourself, remember whatever niche that you pick up, you're not marrying a niche and the micro niche of who exactly is your audience is the most important element of how you build your brand on Instagram as a platform. The third tip on Instagram is how you really make best use of Instagram algorithm. Now let me share with you a simple mind move. So what is Insta algorithm all about? Now the question is, what are your thoughts? What do you think drives maximum mileage, maximum view for your Instagram post? That's a question to all of you. What drives maximum mileage, maximum value for your Instagram post? You might be saying comment, you might be saying likes, you might be saying videos, but the fact here is one of the most important aspects apart from hashtags and engagement and content and time and consistency is basically what is that you try to understand about your audiences. On Instagram, when you are uploading your content is just reaching to the first 10% page of your audience. Let's say this is your audience and you are posting your content, it just reaches to this one finger. And how this finger reacts to your content, it decides to move on to other fingers. So it's just 10% of your content, or let's say 20% of your content in this case. So in my 10 fingers case, there's just one finger, and then how the other nine finger reacts to it. So on the basis of how the first finger reacts to it, the other nine takes a decision. And that's when it's called the viral content. Only when your Instagram is micro tested. Have you heard of a concept called micro testing? What is micro testing? Let's understand this. When you're posting your content on Instagram, micro testing becomes absolutely possible and absolutely cool, because when you're posting something, your audience, the way your audience reacts, right? The way you get your views, your likes, your comments, your shares, and your time of posting, it defines the quality of your content on the basis of reactions of people. It's defined as a high quality content and a low quality content. High quality content is when 10 percentage of your audience quickly reacts to your content. When low quality is when the 10 percentage of your audience is not reacting to your content. That's why it's important for you to post on the timing when the Indian audience is the most active audience. Indian audience generally is most active between 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., or they are majorly active between 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. These are two important components of Instagram. Ladies and gentlemen, it's very important for you to understand that when you actually follow the algorithm right, you see increasingly impressions and reach when you really encourage your audience to comment. Of the views, of the likes, of the shares and saves, comments get the maximum mileage for your engagement on Instagram. So encourage your audience to comment. All right. So the next important hack on Instagram is how to crack the hashtag game. What is the purpose of hashtag? A lot of people are lazy. They're not doing their hashtag research right. What they're generally doing on Instagram, they're going on Instagram as a platform, they're just posting random content, random hashtags, and they're not researching on hashtags at all. It's very important for you to understand that you have to get your hashtags absolutely right on Instagram. Now, let me give you an example here. So, there are 30 hashtags that you can make on every single post, but people don't use the right hashtag. Mistakes they do. They use a lot of king hashtags. I repeat, mistakes they do is they use a lot of king hashtags. What is a king hashtag? King hashtag are the most used hashtag in a niche or in general. If you see here, hashtag love, hashtag instagood, hashtag beautiful, these are all basically hashtags which is majorly used by a lot of people. Now, let's understand this in detail, that if you are using hashtag like these, which is very popular, the problem is your post will get lost. That's why you should use shoulder hashtags which are less popular. For example, the king hashtag here is digital marketing, and the shoulder hashtags are digital marketing agency, digital marketing tips, something which has less than 5 lakh views is basically your shoulder hashtags. I'll give you an example here. Hashtags are of different types. Local hashtags which is locally used. For example, this person is Sunny Srivastava. He cracked a deal of 3 lakh because he used the hashtag digital marketing Varanasi. And somebody from Varanasi searching for agency used the same hashtag to discover people. He discovered Sunny's profile and gave Sunny a 3 lakh worth business. So this is an example of how hashtags can help you get business. There are local hashtags like these, like digital marketing Chennai, fashionista Chennai, fashion influencer Mumbai, singer Chennai, etc., etc. Then there are interest-based hashtags where digital marketing, social media marketing, all of this interest-based keywords are incorporated. So, and there are people-based hashtags, digital marketer, social media marketer. Then there are trend-based hashtags like IPL 2020, right? And Justice for SSR. So those are trend-based. Ideas for you to take into consideration. If you have less than 20,000 followers, then you should use 80% of shoulder hashtags and 20% of king hashtags. If you have more than 80,000 followers, then 50% of king hashtags, 50% of shoulder hashtags. If you have more than 50,000 followers, then 70% of king hashtags and 30 percentage of shoulder hashtags. That's how your combinations should be. As I told you, there are multiple types of hashtags, unique hashtags, local hashtags, people-based hashtags, and interest-based hashtags. That's something that you have to keep in your mind. If you're clear, if you guys are clear, just let me know. Do not forget to tag me on Instagram. Tag me on. Just go ahead right now. I'm going to give you about 30 seconds. What is your biggest takeaway by far with respect to hashtags? Go ahead, take your mobile phone. Let's make it like a workshop. Tag me on Instagram at Sorav Jain is my username. And tell me those three hashtags that you're going to use right now to promote IAMAIZN. So I want you to use those hashtags in the stories and tag me at Sorav Jain now. So you have about a minute to do this job. Meanwhile, one of the most important components of hashtag, as I told you, is the time of posting. Encourage your audiences by posting on the timing when they are maximally available. This is one of the most important components of how people make use of your. It's one of the most important component of how people make use of the Instagram algorithm, or how Instagram algorithm make use of the content that you generally post. I hope I'm very clear to all of you. Now let's understand the next important thing on Instagram. We how to use, how to crack Instagram algorithm, how to understand hashtags. The next important thing is how do you grow your Instagram followers. Now, let me ask you this question, okay? What is your best way to grow your Instagram followers? By far, what has been your best way to grow your Instagram followers? Let me explain you three different methods, but let me before explain you the concept of Insta Sutra. Like how we have Kama Sutra for the sexual pleasures of girl, people feel absolutely orgasmic when the dopamine level increases when they see their followers, likes, engagement, and when they see their DMs increasing. This is nothing but Insta Sutra. All right. So how do you do that? This is the action is when you see your followers growing, or when you see your audience's followers growing. There are three methods to grow your Instagram followers: organic method, paid method, and jinx method. What is organic method? Where you follow people, people follow you back. Then you have hashtags, which is 30 hashtags to make use of in combination of king hashtags and chosen hashtags. You have to consistently post content on Instagram. You have to get shout outs from people who are from your industry, which could be influencers. Start commenting on other people's posts. You can comment up to 30 people's posts. And I would suggest that you should post really heavy on topmost celebrities who are relevant to your industry, because people do read their comments. And if your comment gets a lot of visibility, a lot of people start following you. Start promoting your Instagram at the event, like how I've been doing from the beginning. Hey guys, if you're Instagram, follow me right now. So if you're Instagram, tag me on Instagram right now. Like how this has been a constant promotion that I've been doing on Instagram. Like that, you need to start doing your initiatives and start doing a lot of contests, which is one of the most important aspects of growth of Instagram from an organic point of view. If I have to add something here, now would be Reels, because that's becoming the game changer. Somebody said, are Instagram Reels effective? Absolutely effective. Instagram Reels are the new algorithm tool which you need to adapt to. There's a question which says, with introduction of Instagram Reels, how can brands leverage stories, IGTVs, and Reels for growth? So Reels can be there to give insights, tips, value, lot more creative innovations in 30 seconds that can actually make people stop by to look at what you're posting. Stories can be more of engaging, running polls, allowing question and answers. That's something that you can make use of for the Reels. How to create a business account on Instagram other than a personal account? It's a very simple Google answer, which you can figure out yourself. In your Instagram mobile settings, you can just go ahead and say switch to business account. It will take you about 30 seconds to do that. So I think I've answered some of the questions which has come to me by far. What's the current market standard engagement rate for a brand to collaborate with an influencer? It's a question from Ayush Bagadia. Actually, there's no standard because sometimes influencer does so much justice to great content that the engagement can go up to 50 percentage, and sometimes they do so bad that it can go up to 0.5 percentage only. What's the ideal time to post for the US? You will have to check the insights from your mobile if you are using US Instagram or Instagram of the US to come up to this conclusion, Anil Agarwal. Thank you for this question, Mike. The next method of growing your Instagram is paid method, where you can post content and promote it and learn to run Instagram story ads. The next method is jinx method. You need to buy fake followers. You have to buy an already popular meme page and change the identity. Or you can use tools like InstaZoom, Sara, Social Captain. These these platforms will comment on your behalf, will follow people on your behalf. They'll do everything dirty to get you followers, but that's not the right method. So it's either organic method or it's basically the paid method that generally works. Now let's understand what kind of content can you create in order to grow on Instagram as a platform. Let's look at it into in depth right now. When you want to grow on Instagram as a platform, right now I want you guys to take a screenshot of this and tag me on Instagram right at the moment. I see Sir Jack Zakir, foodie from Bangalore, that boy from Delhi being very active on IAMI forum right now. I want you guys to go ahead and make your Instagram story with this Insta bucket and tag me right at the moment. I'm going to repost some of the stories and also want to see how active and good storyteller you are. Do not forget to tag IAMAI in the whole process. Let's understand Insta content bucket. I always recommend for you to become a personal brand. One of the best growth hacks is to plan your Monday to Sunday content bucket. Some of the best and the most engaging content of an influencer or a personal brand has been motivational content, helpful tip or video post, personal or lifestyle, contest, social proof, testimonials, new trends in your industry, and allowing people to ask you a question. Put that as a pattern, take screenshot and try to repeat this every Monday, every Tuesday, and you will see a steady increase in engagement and followers on Instagram. Remember, the content styles that are less not shareable and there are content styles which is more shared or more saved or there's lot more love towards it. Selfies will get you a lot of hearts, but it will not get you saves and shares. Your personal photos, your family photos will trigger emotions to get you hearts, but not saves and share. So Instagram is less about you, it's about people when you want to become a thought leader. So basically, checklist or listicles does really, really well on Instagram. I repeat, checklist or listicles does really, really, really well on Instagram. Carousel does really well on Instagram. Plus, these are three styles: checklist, listicles, and carousels. Does great engagement from saves and shares perspective. The next important thing is Kahani Instagram key, which is stories and reels. Even if you don't post stories, it's absolutely fine. Rather start making reels and post them on stories. Because reels bring in random consumption of content of the audience. So Insta Kahani, GIF, music, boomerangs, and Zoom creates good engagement and good feed. But three types of stories that every influencer or thought leader needs to post is basically question feature, which increases the view count of your stories because it engages the audience. Polls, it engages the audience, hence increases the view count of the stories, and slow as a slider. These are three attributes which increases the viewership of the stories that you make. You should post 4 stories a day and tag people or brand in your stories whenever it's required and use location based tags and use 3 or 4 hashtags so that your story gets a lot of view. The next thing is Instagram Live is about living the life on Instagram. Live sessions are the game changers. If you want to build your credibility, then you have to schedule one live a week, which could be your live or you're collaborating with somebody else. But when you go live, first run a poll asking people if they're interested in your session, and then give them a countdown, use a countdown sticker, and then go live. But when you go live, allow people to come live with you. Because when you allow people to come live with you, the interaction level with your audiences increases big time. And when the interaction level increases big time with your audiences, it becomes absolutely easy for them to take screenshots and talk about it, and for you to take the recordings and create multiple pieces of content. That's called repurposing of content. Remember, there are 5 steps of influencer sales funnel. One, using Instagram bio, Instagram stories, DMs, and IG reels to drive traffic. Then you use a lead book, which could be ebook or a free strategy call or a free giveaway. And then you nurture a series of emails on Instagram. You can even make those audiences join you on Telegram. So you can post the content that you're posting on Instagram to Telegram, and you do multiple sales pitches to these audiences on emails and Telegram that makes people look at your Instagram posts, Instagram stories, and helps them drive decision because you have been knocking on their homes right there. So that's basically one of the most important things for you to look at. I'm just going to share some case studies here of how these people have used Instagram to growth hack and create their masterpiece on this platform. This guy is Anirudh Ram. He started with about 700 followers 3 months back, and now is about 15,000 odd followers. This gentleman creates a lot of content on fitness and started offering fitness consulting. So every Instagram influencer who's trying to hack that particular growth sector, trying to do growth hacking, it's focusing on 2 important aspects: offering something for free, offering something for paid, offering something for value. Offering something for value is content, offering something for free is an ebook or a live session, and offering something for paid is nothing but ensuring that you're using your Instagram to offer your audience a consulting. This guy has made more than 30 clients in 3 months because of Instagram. Now let's look at the case study of Nishita Mantri. She has used Instagram to position herself as a business coach. Her bio, her profile picture, and her content is all about giving business coaching value to women. She basically sells a lot of content on Instagram purely from the perspective of business coaching. She goes live 11 p.m. twice every week, live on the night at 11 p.m. And from her call, in the live session, she sells 500 rupees consulting. She books about 100 to 200 consulting in a quarter through Instagram Live, and to them, she upsells a particular program, which gives her a scope of higher value conversion through Instagram as a platform. This girl, Ashmita, grew from 0 to 10,000 followers on Instagram in 2 months, and she made 1 lakh by selling affiliate product, which is an opportunity for you today to become an affiliate of any business. This guy, Dikshit, is a video influencer, uses Instagram to educate people about videos, got 5 clients, who's paying him 70,000 rupees per month because his content strategy, his bio, his niche is very, very clear with what he's doing. This girl, Neha, has made 50,000 rupees in the last 45 days by positioning herself as video influencer and offering people one-on-one in the process. So, in nutshell, these people went beyond limitation. They allowed their minds to go for the belief that they can achieve it. All that they did was focusing on selling something on Instagram all the time. Only thing that matters on this platform is excellence. There are 3 characteristics here. In Instagram, this is my last slide, and then allowing you to take questions, to ask questions. So there are 3 important key characteristics: attract, nurture, convert. When you attract, you are your goal, your scope is to attract and communicate to right people and follow a system that's proven. But people don't take effort to grow their Instagram. They're largely relying on organic. Second, they are nurturing. They have the ability to understand what your audience wants at every level create content that converts. These are the people who become successful. And what people generally do, they don't really analyze, they just keep dumping content without growing followers, without using hashtags, without doing proper research. And the most important thing, people rely on the comments and DMs for the business to happen. The business will happen when you move your Instagram audiences to your emails and SMSs out there. So these are some of the most important tips for all of you from Instagram growth hacks perspective. And now I will allow you to ask me questions that you have any with respect to this particular platform. So I can now answer your questions that you will be asking in the chat right now. There's a question, how to maximize reach via these hashtags. Some reels do okay, some reels do terribly bad, while the content quality is consistent. Why? Shreya Mudwan. Very interesting question, Shreya. Okay. Now, on Instagram and you are creating reels, not every reel will do justice because the reel that is largely connected with entertainment does well, largely connected with education does well, and that's monetization. Whenever I talk about Instagram growth hacks, about Instagram followers, so try to go use answerthepublic.com and find out what people are generally searching for. Accordingly, create content because that's the content that people would like to consume about your niche. That's my answer to your question. Plus, having said this, keep growing your followers because on the basis of how your followers react to your reel, it might get you a larger traction. So that's one of the tips for you. What are some of the best practices for brand building before product launch? Mohammed Amin. Before your product launch, if you're trying to build a brand, then I would suggest you that you first tell brand story on Instagram, the work culture, the team, the CEO's vision. That's the kind of page that you might want to create. You might want to collaborate with many other influencers and make them talk about your business first. So your business becomes all ready before you go and launch a before you go ahead and launch a particular program amidst the audiences or launch your product before the audience out there. That is what I would recommend. And one of the other, instead of you taking the effort to build the brand, work with influencers and start offering value right there. I hope you got my answer. What's the next question? Any more questions? Please feel free to ask me in the chat right now. And would love to answer the questions that you have. Please feel free to ask me questions in the chat. The host is allowing me to check the questions off. And so next question is from, with introduction of Instagram Reels, how can brands leverage stories? I think I've answered this question. Apart from brand building, how does Instagram help brands drive and KPIs like sales? Good question. If you use Instagram ads, there's nothing better than that right now because the cost per click is much better. So use Instagram ads to the landing page to take a decision or to make them purchase. If they're not doing any of these, you can retarget them on their stories and on their feed so that it's a lot more visible and make that story absolutely enthralling as an engaging experience that they will remember for lifetime. That's what I will recommend you. It can be sales is your goal. How Instagram can be used effectively by B2B brands? Interesting question. For a B2B Instagram brand, you have to focus a lot on customer success cases. Your Instagram should largely be videos about your customer success case, not the testimonial, but how they made what they have made because of your product. They become because of your product. It's a video of their office or of the success of the CEO talking about how they've used the product, and use these videos to promote heavily on Instagram and let your Instagram be a product education page so that you start seeing inquiries coming for you. These days, brands are using, there's a lot of questions which I'm just 1 minute, not able to, yeah. These days, brands are using influencers codes to create to create more content? Is it a good way to connect with your customer? Absolutely. What happens is, when you don't have content, curate content. This is what brands are doing right now. So they're doing it right. What point should be kept in mind while creating an Instagram content as compared other platforms content? What point should be kept in mind while creating an Instagram content as compared other platforms content? Very, very simple. You have to understand that Instagram's content has to be very colorful, highly engaging, and use carousels, use listicles. These are two things which does really, really well, and do reels. So these three things is absolutely unique to these. Does absolutely justice here. Listicles does more justice here, and reels does more justice here. The only thing that you have to remember is to use 30 hashtags and really long caption that matters. How much of bio of a profile matter to increase Insta followers, Tanya Sharma? It matters a lot because that's the first thing that people see on Instagram. I always say if you are an individual brand, then give two important reasons for people to follow you. What is your mission and why should people follow you? If you share your mission and why should people follow you, you will eventually get the answers from them on Instagram. I hope I've answered your question, and I hope you have got the insight which I wanted to share with you here on this particular platform. So ensure that you are trying to drive a um, lot of bio changes as with time to see what's really getting you more followers. Ishita Royal's question: Hi, hasn't the Instagram algorithm changed a lot over years? Doesn't that limit the reach more? It has changed, but you have to go with the change and understand what's working, what's not working. So if carousels are working, do carousels. If listicles are doing better, do listicles. If you think reels are the new tool, do that. I'm just saying every platform will change. We have to adapt to change. That is when we shall be growing in the industry. What's a better for a brand? Next question is, hi, hasn't the Instagram, I think I've answered this. What's the average cost per engagement or cost per follower via Instagram ads? Cost per engagement, I don't know because I've never done engagement campaigns on Instagram. It's not required. We always run follow campaign. It goes between 2 rupees to 20 rupees. Depends upon what kind of audience are you exactly targeting. So we have seen brands where we even got for 50 paise, and we have worked with brands where it has gone up to 20 rupees also. What's better for a brand? A bench of micro influencers or few macro influencers? See, micro influencers is great because it builds a lot of abundance of social proof. Macro is important because those are the people who helps make people take decisions to buy. That's what I would recommend. Next question is, please give some tips for a gift card or coupon account. Coupon. I didn't get your question. I'm really sorry, Samir. How should Instagram be used for new service-based startups? So Instagram should be used for new service-based startups in storytelling and majorly for building the team's culture and getting the right people. If yours into an IT service company, that's how it is. Or talking about social proof and testimonials of your good work and targeting people with an offer. So run an ad to target people with an offer and let people come and follow you for that reason. What's the biggest myth in Instagram marketing according to you? The biggest myth in Instagram marketing is it is hard to grow followers, which is not true. It is easy if you are really aiming at it. And the biggest myth is that Instagram is for millennials, but that's not true. Instagram is slowly becoming a 35 plus audiences hub. So don't miss the bandwagon, I would say. What content marketing strategy will you recommend for a B2B event company on Instagram? I think I've already answered this question earlier, but for a B2B event company, I would not rather recommend Instagram for you. I would rather recommend you LinkedIn as a platform because that's where your audience is, especially the decision makers. But still, on Instagram, you can showcase the quality of the events that you create and maintain the theme of that so that it becomes like a portfolio or a catalog for you. So anybody who's registered business development tool for you. What are some Instagram marketing predictions for 2020? Coming to an end, so I will 2021. Simple predictions. Instagram Live will be the fortune storyteller, or people who are gonna be the storyteller on Instagram Live will make fortune. Number two is Instagram Reels is here to change the game. So if you're not gonna be doing Reels, then you're gonna miss out a big time. Number three is Instagram posts basically will have less engagement when compared to what it is now. There'll be more and more mileage which will be given to platforms which is augmented reality based initiatives and stickers that will give you larger mileage for it. So that's basically where the stories innovation is gonna happen, as per what I see in prediction. Besides this, businesses will find it biggest challenge to actually distinguish between reels and stories. They'll post reels and reshare them on the stories, but your story should have strong connection with live, where your engagement is high, and then you go live with those audiences. That's what I will recommend at the end. All right. Any more questions? Please feel free to ask right now. All right, it's a pleasure hosting you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you to the entire team for hosting me. Hear you.
Thank you, Mr. Saurav, for making the conversation so engaging. There have been, I think, more than 20 plus questions that we've addressed so far. And I'm checking, there's one more question. I'll just let the person complete
Sure.
it. He's just typing. Do you think introducing Reels will cannibalize IGTV?
I kind of think it's a very stupid decision of introducing reels. It's like a very desperate decision to become more popular because suddenly Instagram is becoming like TikTok to me. It's a kind of a nightmare because and Facebook is known to create nightmares. So it's like it's like not so easily acceptable challenge. But if you see, they only want the rural India to tap on Instagram now. So they will do everything that brings the rural India on this platform. They care less. They care the least about us, only for the fact that they know that we'll not go anywhere. Because people who used to hate TikTok are starting to love Reels, which means that there's a rise in hypocrisy. For an example, I was not a TikToker, but I've started making reels because it's called survival of the fittest. And to survive, you've got to create reels because that's where the engagement is much higher than the high quality videos that you do. Like I've seen a person who's just got 400,000 views on his video. All that he did was he just took a video. He sells varieties of clothes. Basically people who make sequences and they want to make saris and dupattas and whatnot. He just captured his entire store and he put one nice, good Bollywood song, and that got him so many views and so many comments. Sir, आपके पास ये cloth है क्या? आपके पास ये है क्या? ये sequence वाला cloth है क्या? So, no innovation, no creativity, nothing. It's tough, but because Instagram discovered by random people, it can become or it can make anybody an overnight Instagram star and can increase their follower count drastically. All those people who were suffering and wanting to get their Instagram followers for months or years can actually change their game if they do their reels right. So don't say no to reels, rather adapt to this change. And I know it's not a great change for people who are not TikTokers, but if you want to compete, you need to be the best and you need to adapt the best. So that's the only way.
Thank you. I think that was the last question. On that note, I would suggest we end the session here. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for attendees and our sponsor for supporting India Affiliate Summit.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much. Thank you so much for hosting. It was a pleasure hosting all of you, and you guys have been great hosts. So, wishing you all a very happy evening. Goodbye.
You too. Thank you.